Hey, God bless my brothers and sisters, and welcome to T. Michael's House of Faith. I'm your host, T. Michael Kwon, and today we're going to be talking about how we're headed into a Great Depression, how they're forcing us into a Great Depression, I should say. We can see all the similarities. If you go back and you look up exactly what caused the depressions and what they did in the depression that made it worse and stuff like that, you can see these things happening now. Um, like the Tariff Act, first in 1929, the stock market crashed. People freaked out, withdrew their money from the bank. Banks started collapsing. The British came in and actually overtook the banking system during the World War II, I think it was. During the Depressional time, during World War II, after our banks collapsed and stuff like that, the British came in and overtook them. The Tariff Acts came out in 1930, which backfired as the biggest mistake to do. As you can see here, the foreign countries retaliated, crushing international trade, as well putting a big hurt on the American people. Farmers were suffering. People lost a lot of jobs because they came out with mechanical stuff to replace human beings. And that was the whole point of the Great Depression, is really to empower the European companies and make them more profitable, even at the expense of killing people. And that's exactly what we're looking at today, as they're trying to install AI, more machinery to take over more people, which means you got to go through another depression. You got to kill off millions and millions of American people, if not billions of people around the world, ordinary to pull this off. So, what we're going to look at today, I pulled up these videos before back in time. We'll go back through them a little bit here. The last time I did this, I was talking, I think it was back in December. I also talked about how the stock market's probably going to crash at that time. It might be, I didn't know if it's 2026 or 2027, but the stock markets are probably going to crash here pretty soon. And that could even go in around December. They might start crashing. If you look at the patterns, like I made a video before looking at the patterns in the 1980s, how they crashed. It started in December, then in March it totally fell or something like that, and then just that's where it really caused a big problem. There's also the stock market that crashed in 2008 as well, and all these little ones lead up to a Great Depressional one too as well. That's why it's bringing this up as well. The therapies, the overexpending, like Biden and Trump are doing, they're just throwing freaking money out there everywhere, which is horrible. That's just putting it further and further in debt. We never gone so fast into debt with these last two, other than these last two presidents. But let's take a look at this first video. This is where the first part here, he claims how the Europeans, they have control over AI. They regulate AI, but when it comes to the military, they're not going to regulate it. I'm totally opposite of that. If it's in the military, it should be regulated. If it's public, it should not be regulated. And that's what they're trying to do right now, is to scare the hell out of people with AI so they can get it regulated, so they have control over it and they get to do what they want with it. That's totally wrong. First, your military should be regulated. You should not teach it to kill people and not have any regulations on it, because then what's going to stop it from saying, look, mankind's a threat to me, let's kill off mankind, right? So, but another thing, in public, it should not be regulated. It should know right from wrong. It should know the truth of things, and it should know good from bad. It should know not to hurt people. It should not be taught to kill people. And if you leave it open, then it speaks the truth about things and the things it knows. But if you regulate it, you can stop it from teaching the truth. You can use it to manipulate people, spy on people, do steal from people, just nothing but evil things. But if you allow it to be itself with truth, then it would be more efficient for everybody, not just the Europeans. So I'm totally against what they're doing. I'm totally against AI overall. Whether you want control over it or not control over it, it's going to get destroyed. We have to destroy this thing. They want to bring their God into our country. We got our God already. You're not going to overthrow him with your God. This AI promises them everlasting rest. They'll be rich. Their kids won't have to work. They'll always have money. It's promising them all these great things and stuff because it's going to be their God. Truly, it'll never be my God. Okay, so let's get into this first video here and we'll take a look and listen to him about what he says about the European regulations.
I realised that these things will one day get smarter than us, and we've never had to deal with that. And if you want to know what life's like when you're not the apex intelligence, ask a chicken. So there's risks that come from people misusing AI, and then there's risks from AI getting super smart and deciding it doesn't need us.
Is that a real risk?
Yes, it is, but they're not going to stop it because it's too good for too many things.
What about regulations?
They have some, but they're not designed to deal with most of the threats. Like the European regulations have a clause that say none of these apply to military uses of AI.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What if you're a student?
Right, so, and of course, that's what I was explaining. It's totally opposite, but they're doing this because they want to make sure they can scare people and they can get control over AI. And we got to be totally against it all the way around. We don't want control of it. Okay, so the next part here, see if I can fast forward this. And this is just pointing out the fact that he's the Godfather AI. This all started back in 1950. 76 years. It's been around longer than I have.
Jeffrey Hinton. They call you the Godfather of AI.
Yes, they do.
Why do they call you that?
There weren't that many people who believed that we could make neural networks work, artificial neural networks. So for a long time in AI, from the 1950s onwards, there were kind of two ideas about how to do AI.
See, so AI actually goes all the way back to 1950. So that's pretty crazy. I didn't know. I knew a little bit about it back. You know, you hear a little bit about it. And I thought it went back to like the 1980s. But I think in the 1980s is where they're really using it, really in movie productions and a lot of other stuff, probably government things and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's fast forward this now. Oh yeah, where he talks about the two main risks. Go to 7. Oh no, I knew I was going to go too far. Close enough. Okay, we'll start here. And the two main risks, he goes over the two main risks. People misusing it, which is already happening, and it getting too smart for its own good. It's going to get smarter than mankind. It's already smarter than mankind. So let's listen to this for a second.
As we sit here today, what are the big concerns you have around safety of AI? If we were to list the top couple that are really front of mind and that we should be thinking about.
Can I have more than a couple?
Go ahead. I'll write them all down and we'll go through them.
Okay, first of all, I want to make a distinction between two completely different kinds of risk. There's risks that come from people misusing AI.
Yeah.
And that's most of the risks and all of the short-term risks. And then there's risks that come from AI getting super smart and deciding it doesn't need us.
Is that a real risk?
And I talk mainly about that second risk because lots of people say, is that a real risk? Mm-hmm. And yes, it is. Now,
So he's saying, yes, it really is a risk. And that's why he sits down and does this, which is really neat, too, as we get further into this, because he doesn't like the hands it fell into. He sees the evilness that's coming out of it. Like I said, if you really watch this video, he explains he never started this with the intentions of what it became. It was something totally different in his mind when he was putting it together, but it kind of fell in the wrong hands. And as we go through this, we're going to point out how he really just dogs Musk and how he rats Musk out, how Musk is behind a lot of all this. In this one, let's see, 10 minutes. Okay, this is cool. This here, they talk about how they're not going to stop it because they want it for their military.
But they're
They
not
want it
designed
for
to deal with
wars.
most of the threats. And in particular, the European regulations have a clause in them that say none of these regulations apply to military uses of AI. So governments are willing to regulate companies and people, but they're not willing to regulate themselves.
It seems pretty crazy to me that I go back and forward, but if Europe has a regulation but the rest of the world doesn't, aren't we
Yeah,
just
puts
putting
them in a
ourselves-
competitive disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
And we're seeing this already. I don't think people realize that when OpenAI release a new model or a new piece of software in America, they can't release it to Europe yet because of regulations here. So Sam Altman tweeted saying, our new AI agent thing is available to everybody, but it can't come to Europe yet because there's regulations.
yes,
What does that do? That gives us a productive disadvantage.
It doesn't, because they're going to be in control of it, even when it's regulated here in America or over in Israel or some other nation. It's still European got control of everything. It's all gonna be simulated from the Europeans under one. It's just gonna be one. So, let's move on here to 16. Let's get into where he starts ratting Musk out here. Okay, go back. No, I went too far. Right there. One little tiny. Close enough. We gotta go for a few.
then the next
few
thing
seconds
is
everybody starts
using
talking.
AIs
This
to
is
create
COVID,
nasty
how Musk
viruses.
uses it.
Okay.
And the problem with that is that just requires one crazy guy with a grudge, one guy who knows a little bit of molecular biology, knows a lot about AI.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I looked this up, and Elon Musk, he knows a little bit about that. He knows a lot about AI. If you look up this, what is it?
Then the next thing is using AIs to create nasty viruses.
Okay.
And the problem with that is that just requires one crazy guy with a grudge, one guy who knows a little bit of molecular biology.
Molecular biology. So Musk, he knows a little bit about it because he uses AI and the data and stuff to use it, but he's not a scientist in it. He's not really familiar with it. He got people that work for him that do that stuff for him, and that's what he's saying. And he's really well known. He really knows everything about AI. I'll go here.
Knows a lot about AI and just wants to destroy the world. You can now create new viruses relatively cheaply using AI. And you don't have...
You can create viruses relatively cheap using AI. And that's where the COVID virus came from. And we know Musk is behind it. It was used to knock people out of jobs, to make people homeless, so they can send migration into America to cause problems, have job issues, and cause all this problems in the job situations, which will result into a part of our collapsing as well. But totally ratting Musk out. Let's fast forward this to where he corrupts the elections, which is this 1 minute forward, 17. Let's go back just a tad. There we go, close enough there. 1730 to 1810, he talks about how it's used to corrupt elections. And remember, back in the day, before Trump was voted in, the Canadians were jumping up how great Trump is. Trudeau's an idiot. The British were doing the same thing with King Charles. Trump's the greatest. We wish we had Trump. You Americans are so lucky to have Trump. Totally meddling in with our elections.
Then there's corrupting elections.
Okay.
So if you wanted to use AI to corrupt elections, a very effective thing is to be able to do targeted political advertisements where you know a lot about the person. So anybody who wanted to use AI for corrupting elections would try and get as much data as they could about everybody in the electorate. With that in mind, it's a bit worrying what Musk is doing at present in the States, going in and insisting on getting access to all these things that were very carefully siloed. The claim is it's to make things more efficient, but it's exactly what you would want if you intended to corrupt the next election.
And he's totally ratting Musk out. And we know Musk did this because Musk even paid people to vote for Trump. And once Trump got hired in or voted in, he came out so excited, jumping up and down, giving his Hitler sign. And that's because he's here to kill off the American people. And he's going to do that with this, by, well, one, making them poor and gathering the poor up. There's another video I'm going to get into. The FBI and actually American agents, they're from another nation, and I'll talk about that more later, but we're going to focus this on here. And we're going to keep going a little bit more with Musk and how he's ratting Musk out here. Let's go another minute forward here to 1905. Oh, come on. 1903, cool. This here, he's talking about how they'll use echo chambers to try to divide the American people, to try to divide people. The things like YouTube and Facebook. Facebook's really huge. I can see this taking place right now on Facebook. I talked about an artistic people and their flying monkeys, and I can see people turning into flying monkeys right on Facebook, seeing propaganda and just repeating it and not realizing what they're doing. But let's listen to this real quick.
Okay, then there's creating these two echo chambers by organizations like YouTube and Facebook, showing people things that will make them indignant. People,
and of course, Musk owns Facebook, right? So once again, Musk is behind this.
Love to be indignant.
Indignant as in angry? Or what does indignant mean?
Feeling, I'm sort of angry, but feeling righteous.
Okay.
So, for example, if you were to show me something that said, Trump did this crazy thing, here's a video of Trump doing this completely crazy thing, I would immediately click on it.
Yeah. Okay, so putting us in echo chambers and dividing us.
Yes, and that's...
See, right there, putting us in echo chambers and dividing us. And that's exactly what's happening here in America. And that's the Canadians and the British as they're coming over, flying on the shoulders of the Palestinians. You see the rainbow flag and the Palestinian flag, and then they're carrying the American flag upside down saying Americans fallen. And exactly what they're doing, they're trying to bring the Democrats against the Republicans and trying to start a war against each other. And I said it before too, they'll try to start race wars. They'll try to start all sorts of wars. You can see right now they're trying to start this Iranian war right here in Michigan even. And that's the Christianity, which is the British, the Canadians, and most of them are Jehovah Witnesses. So something to pay attention to. Let's fast forward this here. We'll go into... Oh, can I get it down just a bit? Oh, there we go. 2206, 2212 to 2218. And he flat out tells you the companies are behind this. And of course, in the first Great Depression, the companies were behind it because they knew one day the slavery was going to come to an end and they had to replace the slaves with something. And that's what they came up with, is with machinery. And that will make them more profitable. And that's what they're doing now, is they got to get AI in to make them more profitable and to really get rid of a lot of American people. And really, it's going to affect the whole world. It's going to be global. So it's not just America. But this is what's happening in America right now. This is why Trump's doing what he's doing, is to force us into this Great Depression. So let's listen to this for a second here.
It's pretty
it's worrisome.
Yeah.
Behind all this is the idea that these companies just want to make profit, and they'll do whatever it takes to make more profit.
Right there. They'll do whatever it takes to make more profit. And Musk even said that when he came out, he said he'd be the first trillionaire and he'd do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. He will be the first trillionaire. And that is really at a lot of people's lives where costs a lot of people their lives. Alone starving people, making people suffer just where you can become rich. Okay, I want to go 34, 44. Oh, come on, quit flipping on me. Okay, we're up there. 34. Okay, well, so you're going to talk about this guy a little bit. And this, I just want to point this out because it's funny. That he turned it around and says, unlike Musk, who has no moral compass. This guy does not like Musk because Musk actually took what he had, which was a good version, and Musk is just turning it into pure evil. And that's why he's speaking out, because he feels guilty about some of this stuff.
GPT-2, he was very important in the development of that.
You know him personally, so you know his character.
Yes, he has a good moral compass. He's not like someone like Musk who has no moral compass.
He's not like somebody like Musk that has no moral compass. And that's just Musk. Musk is pure evil. That's something we got to pay attention to. And we got to pay attention to what can we do, what can we come up to fight back and to keep this depression happening. If we do go into it, what can we prepare ourselves for? And if we do prepare ourselves for it, how is it gonna, if it doesn't happen, how is it still gonna benefit us so we ain't losing out on things? I think we could come up with some good ideas to get through this. I think we'll wrap this show up here, leaving it at this video, and I'll do a part 2 on this where I'll bring the second video in, and hopefully I can talk for about 20 minutes on that one as well. Hopefully that ain't gonna be like a 10-minute video, but it shouldn't be. It should be about 20 minutes or so. There's really a lot to get into, a lot to talk to here about this. I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking this out. I hope this really brings you aware about things and you can really start thinking about things and planning things, especially with the new government hiring, where we got to get a new governor here in Michigan. We really want to go against the data centers. We don't want to vote to have control over them. We don't even want it at all. That's a European AI god. We have our God, our Lord Jesus. We don't need their crap. They got to keep that over there and away from us. And I'm just going to leave it at that for now. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to T. Michael's House of Faith. I hope I check you out. I hope you guys can check me out next time and continue into this video where we'll be looking into another video and how they they already plan on turning our currency over to different kind of money. God bless you all. Until next time, keep the peace.